Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. I am Cheryl Laidlaw.
I am Angela Harkness. We have been and are still on a journey to discover the Metaverse, Web 3.0, NFTs, and anything that we are required to know to join this world.
From this podcast, we will help you to unlock how the Metaverse is going to impact your brand, your business, and even your personal life.
Join us as we take the mystery out of this new digital universe.
Welcome to this episode of Women of the Metaverse. In this episode, we are talking about all things digital fashion, what it is, who's creating it, where you can buy it, and how do you use fashion in the Metaverse. Well, you can either purchase your fashion in the Metaverse as an NFT, a 3D rendering that you can have photoshopped onto an image, or as part of a game you are playing. Wearable NFTs can be explained in terms of digital clothes. Wearable NFTs come as dresses, shirts, trousers, sunglasses, necklaces, to name a few, and people can purchase these for their avatars in gaming and the metaverse. In short, it is clothing and accessories in the virtual format.
But would you buy clothes that don't exist? And how much would you be willing to pay?
It's something that comes up a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
are you really going to buy digital wearables? But, watch this
people
space.
are, and people are paying a lot of money for some digital wearables.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But again, the NFT is art, isn't it? So I would consider a handbag a piece of art. So I guess maybe you look at it that way. But in the future, we will tell.
We'll try and convince you.
Like most things in the metaverse, digital wearables first became popular in the gaming world. And it's actually not as new as you think. Gaming has always been ahead of the game. In 2004, a Finnish creator named Lisa Rang, because of her childhood love of making paper dolls, created, and she did this by teaching herself how to do web development, what actually became the popular platform Star Dolls. In 2011, they teamed up with Mattel, and by 2016, the platform had over 400 million signed up users. And the actual concept of the game was to be able to create virtual dolls using celebrity templates from people such as Jessica Alba, Kendall Jenner, Rihanna, and Lady Gaga, to name a few. I'd never heard of it. Have you ever heard of Star Dolls?
No, I haven't. No, I have heard about dolls that have celebrity, influence, but I don't know if that's the same company.
It's like a game you can play with it. I'd never heard of it. Anyway,
well, players now spend $100 billion a year on virtual goods. That's astonishing, isn't
these
it?
figures, they just blow my mind.
Oh, get this. 3 billion people, that's more than a third of the world's population, regularly play video games. I mean, not me.
No, me neither.
I'm not in that third.
I still play solitaire, so I'm...
Oh, there you go. That's definitely included. In popular games like Fortnite and Roblox, it would have started with purchasing, so for example, a pair of trainers that can help your avatar run faster. That's how it would have started. So from there, digital wearables grew to the next level as people would want to show off that basically to their online friends, that they didn't have the standard pair of avatar trainers. And they, in fact, had, a new Go Faster pair. The Go Faster stripes, maybe.
Well, this young lady is the perfect example. So a 7-year-old called C Sapphire started to play Roblox, but after a few years of playing, she'd grown really frustrated that she couldn't get her characters or avatars to look in a way that reflected her style. So again, all these people, she taught herself how to develop and started to design digital fashion. Now in her 20s, and when I say in her 20s, I think she is actually just 20. She is a much sought after digital fashion creator and the first recipient of the British Fashion Council's Fashion Award of Metaverse Design. I think that's so cool. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. She's so
I
young as
know,
well.
I know, but good on her to have the foresight to go, well, it's not as I want it to be, so I'm going to do something about it. I love people like that.
Absolutely. Well, we have another youngster here. So in 2021, Benoit Pagatos, and that could have butchered that, but hey, his design studio worked with teenage digital artist Furocious to sell 620 virtual sneakers. That's trainers to us Brits. They generated a total of 3.1 million in less than 5 minutes. But why is digital fashion the future? When everything has gone digital, you can expect your clothes to become digital too. It has a lot to do with how social media influences people across the world. And what we wear says a lot about who we are. Fashion is a huge industry and touches everyone on earth.
I think there's the opposite side to that because I think fashion drives so much as well. So I think digital fashion will drive so many different things in the metaverse. For example, the events industry will make this as a start of fashion in the metaverse as well. I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's incredible how much this is gonna influence everything.
Well, we all like to look good when we go out.
Yeah.
And some people won't care. They will just turn up with their default avatars. And then other people, as we as this industry grows, will want to show up and have a water cape that turns into, I
Yeah.
don't know, fire as they walk
I think
through.
as an avatar, you still want to have your own identity, don't you? Because you do feel like yourself. So, for example, when we go to Rise and Work rooms, it's me. I'm sat next to you as me. So I would still want it to reflect who I am, and that would come down
Yeah.
to fashion, and you know, it will become a status symbol if it already isn't anyway. So
Hmm.
yeah, interesting. So anyway, digital fashion has gone really in three directions. So there's gaming fashion, for example, and we talked about this a lot. Fortnite, who have many partnerships, but to name a few, Balenciaga, Adidas, and Jordans. And then there's the ever popular Roblox, who are just, I think, set the path for everybody else with partnerships such as Gucci, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren. And again, that's just the tip of the iceberg for Roblox. Both
Hmm.
of these platforms, they really have been ahead of the game with their fashion brand partnerships. But then another direction, which Cheryl touched on at the top of the episode, is NFT wearables. So, for example, the Fabricant, who have collaborated with World of Women to design a collection of outfits for World of Women NFTs. And then there's fashion houses who are actually using 3D rendering to design and create before physical garments are actually produced and created. So this is a new way, and actually is maybe solving some problems for fashion houses, because rather than sketching something up and then using material to put it onto to create the actual garment, they're able to now do this 3D rendering where they can create loads of different designs, look how it's actually going to look on a person, and then decide which ones they do and don't want to create, and then actually create the physical garment from there. So,
Yeah, it's an extra
yeah,
step.
it is, but it may be a really important one because you can actually look how it's going to look on a physical body, but also I think I can't remember what his name is now, and she created that beautiful fabric that was that dissolved in water. I think it's gonna,
Oh, the seaweed
yeah,
designer. Seaweeds.
something like, yeah.
Wasn't
I
it?
wish we'd have
In
researched
Fashion
this
for the
before
first episode.
we'd spoken about it. But I think what it's going to do is push the limits on new materials as well. So that's that could be another development from all of this. So why are we telling you about it? It's because, as we've just touched on, there are limitless opportunities in this industry. The fashion industry is notoriously difficult to make a name for yourself. But as we've proved with some of the people we talked about, you could sit in a room, teach yourself how to develop, create, and launch your own fashion line without any input from anyone else. Also, as with all things metaverse, there are no rules. You could create reactive outfits that enable you to fly or turn the same color as the virtual car you're driving. There are no limits.
Absolutely. Well, Caroline Rush, CEO of the British Fashion Council, predicts that in the future, 10 to 15% of our wardrobes will be
That's
digital.
just crazy.
That's not far away,
No.
is it? And then by 2024, it is predicted that the digital fashion industry alone will be worth $36 billion.
These are numbers that they just throw around. When I was younger, nobody ever talked about billion. I mean, a million
No.
was a lot, but
Ever since we've been
I
doing
know,
the podcast,
blows my mind.
the stats are in the
Yeah.
billions. So screenwear has become the new streetwear. What do you guys think?
So, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Huge industry. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. We would love to see your digital fashion designs or your ideas about the industry. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Women of the Metaverse.
You can find all information, links, and people we talked about in the show notes on our website.
If you have enjoyed this podcast, please comment and subscribe.
Join us again in the next episode as we continue this exciting metaverse journey.